So welcome you all again in the calculation part of that lecture related to conduction in solids and Fermi-Dirac distribution function in Fermi energy level. So here first part we will include as conduction in solid. So the detailed mechanism how an electron propagates in solid materials have been discussed in the presentation part. Here I am just including its derivation part. So let us have a block of semiconductor or a block of metal of length L and the cross section area. This is the cross section area A, and there is N is the total number of electrons here inside this block. So if you want to calculate some basic physical parameters for this block of solid or semiconductor, then we have this resistance R, which is proportional to this length and inversely proportional to cross section area. This resistivity rho by A. So here this rho is a resistivity, and one can also write this is equal to L by sigma A, where this rho is equal to 1 by sigma. This sigma is actually the conductivity. So these are some basic terms which students should know, and 12th level physics is this. Now we will try to calculate current here, and when electric field intensity E is applied along this, so the current can be calculated from the basic definition of current. I is equivalent to Q by A, Q by T, where Q is total charge, and this Q can be calculated as equivalent to N, the electron density here in this case, multiplied by the charge of electron, that is E, and then this is electron density, so we have to multiply it by the volume. So A multiplied by L, this is the volume, so this is the total number of electrons, and it is multiplied by E, so this is the Q, the total charge. So current I can be written as equivalent to Q by T, so this is NEA L by T. So this I can be also written as equivalent to NEA multiplied by VD, where this VD it is equivalent to L by T, which is actually known as drift velocity, the average velocity of electron inside that wire or inside that solid block. So this I, it is a scalar quantity, so if you want to include the direction, so we can convert this into a current density. So this is Z, it is equivalent to I by A. This is now the current density, which is actually a vector quantity, and this is equivalent to NEVD. This is a very basic formula for the current density. We have derived this calculation in 12th level physics also. So this is current density. Now this current density, and this is R, and we have some other physical parameters which we can include here. So let us use some more parameters. Let us include here, and this is equation number 1 or 2. You can write this equation number. So when we apply this electric field intensity E along this, so obviously in this electrons force will be applied. So force on electron, a single electron, it is F, it is equivalent to charge multiplied by E. The direction will be opposite to that field, and one can balance this by Newtonian formula, mass multiplied by A, and by using these two we have this acceleration A is equivalent to EE by, and this is that acceleration of a single electron when it is placed in this electric field intensity E. So by using equation of motion, we have this Vd, that drift velocity, average velocity, can be written as equivalent to A multiplied by tau. Tau is relaxation time, this is average time, and collision time also one can say. So this is collision time, relaxation time, So this is average time between two collisions. So Vd, the drift velocity, is equal to a multiplied by tau, and a is here, e by m. So this drift velocity can be written is equal to e by m multiplied by tau. So this is the second equation. So first equation in terms of z we have this is NEVD, and second equation we have calculated Vd in terms of this electric field intensity and tau. We can put this value here. So we will have this z, it is equal to n e square, e multiplied by e square, and this tau by m multiplied by e. So this is current density in terms of charge density, the time and the mass of that electron, and this is electric field density. Now we can calculate this conductivity by using a simple formula. Since z is taken is equivalent to sigma multiplied by e, where this z, so by comparing these two, the sigma is equivalent to n square tau by m. And also we can derive this relation, how this z is equivalent to sigma multiplied by e comes. So a simple derivation in the 12th level physics we can use here from the definition of current, that Ohm's law, from Ohm's law. We have this I is equal to V by R. So V is equal to IR. This is Ohm's law, and one can write this is equal to this R, just I've written there. So V multiplied by, where R is equal to, that is L by sigma A. This is R we have written there. So this V is equal to, we can put this. So V multiplied by sigma multiplied by A by L, and V by L can be written as equivalent to sigma multiplied by A multiplied by E, since this electric field intensity is equal to V by L. This is the basic physics, and this I by A, it is equal to sigma multiplied by E. So this I by A is equal to J, that is equal to sigma multiplied by E. So this sigma multiplied by E can be derived like this, just by using Ohm's law. So these are the basic parameters, physical parameters, and we are applying here. So the conductivity sigma is equivalent to n square tau by m. We can calculate mobility also. So since conductivity and mobility is correlated as sigma is equivalent to n e mu, this is conductivity, this mu is mobility, n is obviously concentration of electron, A is charge, this is conductivity. So by comparing these two, so sigma is equivalent to n square tau by m, it is equivalent to n e mu. So this mu can be written as equal to, so mu it is equal to n e tau by m. Okay, so this is conductivity, and this is for that metals are solid. And if we want to use the same formula for our semiconductor, then we have to use electrons as well as hole. So for semiconductor, the sigma can be written as equal to sigma p plus sigma n. This is conductivity due to hole, and this is conductivity due to electron. And one can write this as this is sigma, it is equivalent to n mu e, the mobility of electron multiplied by charge of electron, plus p, the hole density, and mu p multiplied by this charge. So this is the formula we can use, and for conductivity of that whole part here, that there will be an electron, there will be n here, and for that whole there will be p here. So one can write that sigma E, that electronic part is equivalent to NE square tau by M, and that P is equivalent to PE square tau by M, like this. In case of semiconductor also, that effective mass is used, and we will discuss in separate lectures what that effective mass is. And okay, so this is the conduction in solids and semiconductor. So we have this, the calculation is very simple, and by using that 12th level physics one can easily calculate it, derive it. And just we have used three physics: one Ohm's law to calculate that Z is equal to sigma E. Second, we have compared that Newtonian force with that electrostatic force to get A. Drift velocity is defined, and the simple physics is used here to calculate this. Now one important second part of this lecture, that is Fermi-Dirac distribution function. The Fermi-Dirac distribution function Fe, that is equal to 1 upon 1 plus exponential of E minus EF by KT, where K is Boltzmann constant. Actually, this is related to distribution of electrons in any band, that conduction band or valence band, and this function actually gives that the probability of existence of any electron at a particular energy level at a particular temperature. So this is that quantum wheel, and we have different energy levels. These are the different energy levels, and in each energy levels there are 2 electrons. So these levels are occupied by 2 electrons by using that Pauli's exclusion principle. So how these electrons are distributed at a particular energy level at a particular temperature, it is given by this Fermi-Dirac distribution function. This highest energy level, this is known as this Fermi energy level, and above this the levels are empty, and below this that the levels are filled. So that Fermi level is actually defined at 0 Kelvin. So the effect of temperature and the distribution of electron, it is given by this Fermi-Dirac distribution function. So mathematically, this F, the function of energy, this is equivalent to 1 upon 1 plus exponential of E minus E by KT. So we have not the derivation for this, but for the analysis we have divided this into 2 parts. One, at T is equal to 0. So at T is equal to 0, and A, we will talk about E is greater than EF, means that energy which is greater than Fermi energy level, and B, that E is less than EF. So let us put that the value first, this E is greater than EF. So at T is equal to 0, E is equal to EF. Let us see. So A, part A, E is greater than EF. Then what we will have, this Fe, it is equal to 1 upon 1 plus, since T is equal to 0, and E is greater than EF. So this is exponential of, this is positive infinite. Or positive infinite, this is 0, this term is positive. So when this is divided by 0, this will be positive infinite, and this is 1 upon infinite. So this is equal to 0. So the first part, when we take that energy E which is greater than EF, then this Fermi energy level Fe, that will be 0, means there is no existence of electron beyond this energy. Second part, when we take this the B part, when we take B, it is less than EF, means here this EF is greater than E, then this will be negative exponential term, and we will have, this is the negative term, and here one will have 1. Why? Because e to the power minus infinite, this is equal to 0. E to the power infinite, that was what we have taken, this is equal to infinite. So e to the power infinite is infinite, that's why the first part was the 0, and this minus infinite, this is 0. So we will have this f epsilon is equal to 1. So in terms of plot, we have this type of plot is there. In the presentation part I have shown that this is epsilon E and this is the energy part, and here one term that EF, that Fermi energy level, is mentioned. So in this beyond this, that E is greater than EF, and here that E is less than EF. So when we take this E is greater than EF, that energy was 0 and that Fermi function was 0, and E is less than EF, that Fermi function was 1. So we get this type of curve. So here in this part, E is less than EF, this is equal to 1, this is 1, and beyond this, that F is equal to 0, so nothing is there. So here complete electrons are there, and beyond this there is no electrons. Now at the second, where we take that temperature T, it is when temperature T it is greater than 0 Kelvin. So this F epsilon, it is equal to 1 upon 1 plus exponential of E minus EF by KT. So first let's have this E is equal to EF. First we will define this particular part. So that F epsilon, it is equal to 1 upon 1 plus 1, because these are equal, so e to the power, since e to the power 0 is equal to 1, so this is equal to half. So here this is 1, so one point is here, that will be half. Means it for me that energy is equal to EF, one point will be here. And second, B, this E, it is greater than EF, and this C, when this E is less than EF, then this is so here this T is the greater term, and E is greater than F means this term will be positive 1. So that curve will be like this. So below this it tends to 0 for a particular temperature. For another temperature we will have the second one. For the third temperature, every temperature this point is common, but this is for T is equal to 0, this is for T is equal to T is equal to T1, this is T2, this is T3, where this T3 is greater than T2 is greater than T1. So as temperature increases, this curves just separated out from this line, and that this ultimately tends to that 0 and separated out from the this particular line. So we will use this Fermi drug distribution function in unit number 8 also. So just do some numerical problem by using this. Remember this, these are some terms, and it's greater than, it is greater than 0 but less than, this is greater than 0 but less than half, and this is less than 1 but it is greater than half, because at this particular point this is 0. Anyway, so thanks a lot, and start calculating, and let's enjoy the physics like this. So don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you.